down into our intraday time frame. I don't see nothing in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and drop down to our intraday time frame. And as we can see, price has just been going up. So just like we did on our daily time frame just now. Oh man, I ain't sharing my screen. Y'all ain't even tell me I wasn't sharing my screen, man. Come on, man. Y'all got me slipping. But just as we see, right, price has just been going up, right? And we've been up here just consolidating up there at that daily breaker, at the PD arrays that we talked about, levels that we talked about already, right? So now we're going to continue that on the intraday time frame because, hey, that's where, you know what I'm saying, these PD arrays are going to help you shine, right? Is there a top trade you watch, or is it only futures? What you mean top trade? Like it's another instrument I watch? I only trade NQ futures, but everything we talk about work on any instrument you look at, right? I only trade ICT concepts, and they work on any instrument you look at. It work on stocks. It work on futures. It work when you trade in options. It works on everything. All right. Because I used to be an options trader. I used to trade options on the SPX and the SPY. Used to do Apple from time to time, Tesla from time to time, but now I only trade futures because, you know, when the market be chopping, it kills your premium on options. All right, let's look at what price has been doing with these not so common PD arrays that people really don't pay attention to, right? So we're just going to look at this week so far, Monday and Tuesday. Okay. So looking at Monday and Tuesday's price. All right. As we can see, price came up, right, on Friday, right, and set a high. Okay. Set a high. That was our new all-time high, right? That was our new all-time high. We had a huge gap down for the new week opening gap. For those who don't know, the new week opening gap is the close for futures at 5 o'clock on Friday to the open for futures at 6 p.m. on Sunday. That's Monday's trading day, right? Right here. So that's our new week opening gap right there. All right. We talked about this yesterday, how price will utilize, right, the octants inside of, right, our new week opening gap, right? It utilizes the octants inside our new week opening gap. Octants, quadrants, however you want to look at it, right? Looking at a 15-minute time frame, okay? It's getting mad junky over there because this is my stuff from what I was watching from today. So we'll just stay on the 60-minute time frame so we don't see all that junk, right? But as you can see, price stayed well within, right, our new week opening gap, right? We made the high, we created the new week opening gap, right? And then we traded inside the new week opening gap, stepping up the gradients, right? And then stopped at the upper quadrant for the day, right? This is as far up as we wicked above, right? What do we say about wicking above there? Price is showing you, hey, I want to go in that direction right there. I really want to go in that direction there, but I got to go handle something first, right? So as we see, it came down, took out that liquidity, right? And then went back up and then finished off the day here, right, below the upper quadrant. All right. And then when we opened up today, what did price do? Price continued to stair step up these octants until it came up and took out last week's high. Once it took out last week's high, what did it do? It stair stepped back down the octants, right, all the way down to the low of it. Okay, push back up all the way up to the upper quadrant, okay, and then came all the way back down and swept out that liquidity. It's some liquidity that we pointed out on the pre-market analysis this morning. Oh yeah, Mickey, we do a pre-market analysis, a public pre-market analysis every Tuesday at 9 a.m. right? So during the pre-market analysis, we talked about that sell side that was down there, and we came all the way back down and took that out. And once we took that out, we rallied back up, touched that upper quadrant, right? Traded up there. There's a wick there, and plus there's a implied fair value gap there. We're not gonna get into all of that. And then we dropped back down and closed right there at consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap, right? So all the levels that people aren't normally looking at, right? You can utilize just this one PD array and make all of your trading decisions based off just this one PD rate. Because just like I said yesterday, when price is just ranging like this, when it's just right there inside this range, I'm not primarily looking for PD arrays on this time frame right here, because it's just a whole bunch of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? I'm more so focusing on these quadrants and octants to give me my narrative, give me my bias, give me my looking for the signatures to form at these bus stops. And then for the lower time frames, I may have a couple PD arrays that I'm keyed in on. But when you're ranging like this here, or when you're up here in the middle of nowhere and you don't have stuff, you can look over here to the left and say, hey, we're reacting off of this, right? Treat your PD array just like a dealing range. Put it into quadrants or octants and look for signatures to form at these bus stops, right? And remember, when everything you grade, right, you're looking for the bulk of your trading opportunities between that upper quadrant down to that lower quadrant right here. This is where you're looking for the bulk of your trading opportunities. And when you look at price inside of this little rectangle where I'm drawing it, where are the moves when price is moving? In between that upper quadrant and that lower quadrant. We go into a consolidation there. We shoot up. We drop down. We shoot up outside of that consolidating, right? Once we come inside of it, right? Even though we're consolidating there, look at the range. Look at the range of this wick. Look at that wick, right? There's a lot of movement in there. This area over here is just a higher resistance than this one over here. This one was a straight shot down. It's pretty much a straight shot up, right? So what do you anticipate after the algorithm makes a large range or makes a low resistance move? Low resistance, high resistance. Man.
Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Man, y'all do me a favor, hit a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. Do anybody got any questions before we go into the New York session?